Hello and welcome to Novo Musicians Gallery, the music talk show which takes you on a melodic journey with some of the fascinating and upcoming talented musicians of our region. I am Wabang Mwa, promoter and director of Highland Dawn Media, your host for today. Today we have a special lineup. Today as our music guest artist, we are glad to have the upcoming gospel band, which is none other than Altars & Co. from Kohima. Thank you for coming.
Pleasure to be
here. And welcome to the show. We appreciate your willingness to join us and talk about your music, your gospel initiatives. So let's start off and get to know more about you and your music. Before we start, please introduce yourselves.
So, hello, my name is Kevi Sede. I'm a singer and songwriter at Altars & Co. And currently, I've completed my master's degree at Nagaland University. And half and half, I'm dedicated to my studies as well as this music ministry.
Hello, my name is Imsuliba Imsong. I am also a singer-songwriter, currently working in Altars & Co. And that's probably what I'm doing now.
Hi everyone, my name is Sitipang Jamir. I've done my post-graduation and then I'm a musician, and besides that I teach.
Oh, you teach what?
I teach my media.
Okay. Oh, so you are not full-time musicians, or are you?
Yeah, not full-time.
Right. Okay. So you have a part-time job, right?
Our brother here, he's he's focused on the ministry, right. And like our brother Apang, he's doing his job as well as focusing on his music ministry, and I'm currently pursuing my studies and then giving the rest of the time to this music ministry.
Okay. How is the ones who are working? How is your job, or the ones who are studying yourself? How is your study? Is it affecting or is it supporting your music?
Personally, it was very hard to manage these two things, but once I got a hold of it, it's not that hard and it's not that affecting to music ministry. It's not affecting my studies much, and I'm able to balance it, giving my time to my studies as well as every leisure time, not just wasting it on some meaningless thing, but then doing this.
So even for me, being in a full-time teaching profession as well, it's not hard because life is all about keeping that balance between what you love and also what you do professionally. So teaching, besides that's one thing that I do, and then besides that, always in my leisure I make sure that I invest in my hobbies, which is also music and also the passion. So I think there is a fine line, and as a musician and as a person, we need to have that balance.
Okay, so your name is very interesting, Altars & Co. How did the name come about?
Okay, after we decided that we were about to start this ministry, we needed a name, and from the outset of it, we knew that God was really going to do something miraculous and something big through this team. And so, similar to that, we also believed that He was about to lead us onto some great name, some name that held some big meaning and some big motive. And so, as we were praying about it, God just used the name as Altars, firstly. And why? Because we believe that each one of us is an altar to just present our lives as a living sacrifice to Him, and no matter where we stand, that becomes a position for us to worship Him. And it's not just the church it's not just the church where we are supposed to worship, neither the fellowship where we're supposed to worship, but maybe we may be at our houses, maybe we may be at our schools, but that place can even become a place of worship. So taking our lives as an altar, we chose to keep that name, and we wanted to include everybody, and so Altars and Community, from that the name came, Altars & Co.
So I thought it was company, it's community. All right. Great. So what is your type of music? What is the type of music you play? What genre, and what are your influences?
Taking our inspiration from the bigger groups like Bethel and now Tribal and then Hillsong. Our genre is basically the generic worship genre, but also I think we try to mix it up a lot, taking the inspirations from maybe indie musics, alternatives, and then contemporary pop. I'd say, yeah.
Okay. So like not only gospel influences, but some secular music influences in the sense type of music.
Yeah, those sort of musics.
The great thing about the community is that it comprises of different individuals. So even me, I have my own influences. Even my brother have his set of influences. So the great thing about how music works is that it comes together, and with that we incorporate in our music as well. So obviously, as musicians, we also need to up our game. So we also take inspiration in their visions from the real music world. Maybe if I have to put it in that way, maybe the chord structures, even inspiration, all of those comes from there. So we all have our different influences, but as a community, it becomes an original product as well when we create the art or the song together. So that's why our music has a blend of even Hindi songs. We have two Hindi songs we have released, and then we also have those kind of alternative pop, those which are set purely in worship form, and some songs which are purely set in the kind of praise form. So we have all those narratives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, do you lead as in praise and worship also sometimes, or is it you perform as a group band always?
Oh, we do both. Whenever people ask us to just perform a song or two, we gladly accept it. And some churches or some individuals, they would call us to lead them in worship, and so even that we accept it. And then both ways we do it.
Oh, great. Okay. I think that is the way to go for a lot of worship bands. They concentrate only on worship, right? Can you share with us also how your team has evolved personally and also emotionally through your musical journey, and whether the music has helped to navigate life's challenges and to express your emotions as well as to find personal fulfillment?
Personally, I've seen that our group, of course, we were very close even in the beginning, but since we started this music journey, I truly believe that we came to know each other better. And
You've been together since which year?
brother and I were together since childhood, and Apang came to our neighborhood, I guess, in the year
2012,
2013, yeah. And so it's been more than a decade since we have known each other, and it has helped us, especially in the area of faith, because seeing how, to be honest, we don't have that much privileges even in finances or equipments or these things, but then God has always provided a way for us through many peoples. And so just seeing how God has worked in our life, that has really boosted our faith and really brought us together to just believe God as one body. And yeah, that has been a key factor in our group, especially having faith in times when we really need to trust Him.
You said God has provided for you when you were lagging things. Can you share any example?
The most significant for me is when we were about to start this journey, and we just had a song and we just had this fire inside of us, and we wanted to do this for God, and we did not know which studio to go to for recording the song. We did not know which cinematographer to reach out to, and we just had a prayer: God, if you are out there and if you are about to use us, then we truly believe that you will open up a way to us. And so we were basically taking a fellowship one Sunday evening, and the director of cinematics, team cinematics, he came to our fellowship through a friend of ours. And so in that very fellowship, our brother happened to lead a song of mine, and so he was teaching the song to the fellowship members. And so the director, hearing the song, he was really touched by it, and so he reached out to us basically after the fellowship had ended, and he said I really want to help you guys and put this song forward to the world. So I'm willing to help you guys. And so I guess that's how our journey started. God bringing in people into our lives.
Okay, that means from then on you did the audio recording and then you did the video recording. So how many songs you have recorded so far?
Currently, I believe we have 10 songs recorded.
Okay.
And currently one is at works right now.
How long does it take to record one song and finish up one song?
It varies with the song, but generally the practice, we do it for about 2-3 days. Personally, the songwriter will send the song, and the musicians and all the different artists will research their own parts and for their own instruments. Then we'll gather up and we'll do maybe we'll have a practice session for about 2-3 days, and then the general timing for the recording is also about 2 and 3 days. So for the song recording, it takes about maybe a week long.
You recorded these songs in which audio studio, if I may ask?
Our producer, brother, we call him Brother Dezo. He has a home studio. Even he stays in our colony, so it's very accessible to us, and so we record all our songs with him.
Okay.
Backyard walk.
That's very convenient. Okay, quite a number of audio studios are coming up, very good ones, also independent ones. So musicians can perhaps watch out for one in their own backyard if possible, but if not, then they have to go looking around. From what we have heard, your songs are also known to be for their emotional depth as well as relatability perhaps. So can you share with us how you tap into your own experiences and transform them into powerful musical expressions?
The first song that I released was called Potter's Wheel, and in that bridge the lyric goes on to say, I'm in my potter's wheel, I'm in my gardener's care. And so it comes out of my own personal testimony. I'm a very timid person, and I'm quite frightened by the bigger challenges that come into my life. But ever since knowing God, He has always been reminding me through our pastors, our mentors, our brothers, and even by His word, most importantly, that I'm always in His care. So this kind of experiences, and Brother Apang was sharing to me that we can be really creative with our personal experiences, and so I believe that too. Out of my own personal testimonies, out of what God has led me through different seasons, I just pick out those instances and garner the lines or like the song inspirations from them.
So among you, you take turns in writing the songs, or anybody has got specific roles?
Currently, a sister of ours and both of us, we were we do the songwriting, and so yeah, it's an individual task. I should say as of now, individual. I write my own songs, he writes his own songs, and then only we introduce the lyrics and the melodies to the whole team.
Okay. So, I mean, sometimes when you have got a melody in the lyrics, some others pitch in and add something more, or is that a final product?
Oh no, we take it to the team, of course, and then like if there are any corrections to be made, or if some certain lines had to be changed, some certain lyrics, or this kind of modifications, we are always open to after introducing it to the team also.
Okay, and then now, how do you balance your artistic expression and the creativity of your music? This seems to be a tough question, but how is your music staying true to the traditional elements of gospel music?
A bigger part of it, we look at whether the music it really glorifies God or not, and if like heavy metal. Personally, I think that if we scream and if people don't understand, I don't think that's getting the message across properly. And so I believe that God, yes, is a powerful worker, but also He works in a gentle way. So gospel music has always tended to be in a soft and in a gentle melodies. And so we are, of course, always open to creativity, maybe with instruments, maybe with melodies, but the main focus is always to get the message across. So whatever best gets the message across to our listeners or to the congregation, that is what we follow. And so I believe that creativity, as well as the traditional sense of what we call as gospel music, I believe it comes together in that very purpose of getting the message across to our listeners.
And if I may speak and add for my brothers, then I think one thing that stands true is because it's based on the word of God, because the song itself for them, if I'm speaking for them, it usually comes from the inspiration of God, so which is noble, which is pure, and then word based and personal experiences of it. Yeah, we can't negate that, and it's always this concoction of this artistic element as well, along with the faith that they have. So it's like an expression of their faith itself, which becomes an expression of our faith as well. Because as humans, we always have this, we share this common goals of suffering, maybe of faith, of love. So it stands together and it holds true in that regard. And when our listeners, they listen to our song, maybe they feel that genuineness in the songs that we have created, and that alone as well glorifies God as well.
Wow, that's a winning combination, I should say. Yeah, your experiences, your influences, the original music creativity which is put into you, so you are able to come up with a overall message. Okay, that's great. Talking about again your influences, perhaps, who are the local and international gospel artists you like or you follow or you learn from? No, if you can mention some names.
I'll go first. Okay. Me, I have not been into music, and so when I started off music, I had straight away started from gospel music, and I really listened to a lot of Hillsong, and so Hillsong and then Bethel music, and so they were my biggest inspiration. The way they led the worship, their kind of genres that they brought into the gospel music field. So those kind of music has been a great inspiration for me.
Likewise, I think it all, as a team, you know, sharing songs and then following those people, obviously along with the right set of theology, you know, the inspirations. And locally, I think we do have a lot of gospel. When it comes to gospel community, we do have good artists. Yes. Brother Daliang is one that everyone can look up to. I think that's pretty evident and kind of obvious as well. And then I'm sure there are many more gospel musicians and artists that we also don't know yet about, but they're also doing great in their own part and in their own communities. So, but yeah, few mentions will be Brother Daliang and his team, and then even internationally, if we were answer your question, Bethel and all of those great artists.
And hopefully you'll also get to know other upcoming artists like gospel artists or established ones also through this show. Keep on watching this show so that you get to know new and upcoming artists like these guys, or perhaps even, you know, established ones also. Actually, in terms of the overall music genre, exactly what genre can you place your music under?
I think it's closest to alternative.
Alternative pop, something like that.
Yeah.
It's really hard to define, since as I have mentioned, every song of ours is like it's following a different rhythm and different pattern of its own. So far, the songs that we have put out, but if we have to, like, the main element that is evident and present would usually be the pop, in particular, alternative pop. Yeah.
Right. Maybe a little bit of
it's fluid.
Everything mixed.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Most days, even we have a hard time deciding what kind of genre it is. But
Okay. I'm sure you'll come up with your own unique sound in the near future, or whether it's already there, who knows. Okay, so yeah, besides the genre, you know, what kind of languages or what other languages are being used by you as a band?
in the primary language was English to begin with, but of course our scope, we try to keep it to the languages that are possible to us. And so of course Hindi, maybe we're not the best at it, but it's possible. And then our own Naga dialects, maybe Ao, Angami, that we're keeping that in the scope as well, and even Nagamis as well, we're keeping that in the scope.
So Hindi, why specifically Hindi, and what sort of song is that?
Hindi, I should say, actually it was something very different for me as well. Definitely I did like Hindi songs a lot, since my elder siblings, they used to listen to a lot of Hindi songs. But I never thought that I would come up with a Hindi song, even that gospel, which I never thought I would do, because I was a person who would always get into, maybe I was a person who was always into drinking habits. I did love a lot of rock songs, and I did go to a lot of concerts and all this thing. That's what I have always been doing. But after I changed, I think one night I just prayed to God, and I just simply prayed, and I was like, God, why not put some more of different kinds of genre songs into me as well, since I want to do it wholeheartedly for you. So it was something very amazing for me. As soon as I prayed and I went off to sleep, I had a dream it was about the first song. It was all because of God's glory that the chorus section, I was singing in my dreams. I was clapping, and that's how I woke up. And yeah, I started working on that song because the moment I woke up, a voice just came and whispered to my ears, "Start writing the song." And that's how it started for me. And I think it was challenging as well as something new, which we did all put a lot of efforts, and it turned out to be good.
Yeah, we've heard about other musicians, famous ones, who has got inspiration from their dreams and really got world-class hits and all that. It's amazing how the creator can also give us ideas and inspirations.
It's called Apke Charno. The title of the song. Song, and it was our second song. And I think so far it's one of the most ambitious thing that we have embarked into, like song-wise as well, even with the music, even with our expression, and even with the story of the filming process as well. There were many challenges and so many great stories as well.
What was the story about?
About the song?
Yeah.
I think brother can take that, yeah.
It's about being under God, walking in His footsteps. And one thing I have learned about us Nagas are, we usually try to step on both the sides, not on gospel, neither in gospel or
in the world.
In the world. So for me, I felt like if you are truly going to serve God, or if you are truly trying to be a person who wants to walk in the footsteps of God, you need to first submit yourself fully, heart, mind, and soul. And so for me, this Hindi song, I should say it's based on my life testimony as well. How neglectful I was about God, and how through all my struggles, God chose not to leave me, and He just kept on helping me, working out on my life. So most of the song is and the lyrics basically is about my life, I should say. So yeah,
it's like a personal testimony, right? In the song,
it's like a personal testimony.
आपके बात से शिक्षा निकलता है यीशु मसीह तेरा नाम सबके दिलों में बस तेरा प्यार सच्चाई के लिए खड़े रहे भरपूर से दिया हमें अपना जीवन यीशु मसीह तेरा नाम चलता रहूंगा तेरी संग हालेलुया आपके चरणों पे चलूं बदला सा रिश्ता संबंध था आपका दिल की गहराइयां बदला सा रिश्ता संबंध था आपका अब लट गए सूली पे कितना शानदार प्यार है तेरा दिल की बदला सा रिश्ता संबंध था आपका दिल की गहराइयाँ बदला सा रिश्ता संबंध था आपका अब लट गए सूली पे शानदार तेरा प्यार यीशु मसीह तेरा नाम बस तेरा प्यार यीशु मसीह तेरा नाम चलता रहूंगा तेरी संग हालेलुया आपके चरणों पे चलना तू ही हमारी दिलों का धड़कन है हालेलुया आपके चरणों पे चलना तू ही हमारी दिलों का धड़कन है यीशु मसीह यीशु मसीह यीशु मसीह यीशु मसीह यीशु मसीह
So maybe, maybe in the near future you may even come up with a Nagamese version of the song, so who knows, right?
Possibly.
I think, in fact, it was the other way, like Taliang, he did that song, right? Jisu Kiman Palase.
Yeah.
And then other people, they did it into Hindi. It came out in such a wonderful rendition, right?
Yes.
Do you have any other stories of how your music also has touched other individuals or even perhaps communities?
We do get a lot of, I should say, messages as well, how the songs are turning their lives around, because in one way or the other way, usually we Naga do share some maybe similarities with the problems that we go through in our lives. So yeah, whenever we individually go and talk with them, or whenever they share their messages and all, I think our songs did touch some of them as well, their lives, and it has turned them around. And it's not only about spreading out the messages or them getting to feel the love of God through the songs, but mostly the youths, they started coming even to fellowship. They wanted to get closer with God, and that's where we get the opportunity to counsel them or share the word of God and bring them closer to God. So that's one of our motive and one of our goals, where it's not only about the song, but the message is through songs. We try to bring in youths, these younger generations, closer to God. And once we capture them, we try to build up their foundations, not through music or nothing, but with the word of God first. And that's, it has been really helpful.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a novel way. On the same thing, do you have anything to say, add to what he said, or if not, will?
A testimony that I received from a sister of ours was, it seems, a friend or a cousin of ours, I'm forgetting it, but she had shared this testimony saying that that very individual never listened to gospel music, and if that person ever listened to it, she felt nothing. But since our first release, The Potter's Wheel, she said that that person was really touched by that song. And so just hearing of that very testimony, how insignificant we may be, but God can use anything. And so how God had used that to bring that very individual into His presence and just to work in her life and just pour His love upon her. And that really boosted me and that really encouraged me. And I think all praise goes to Him.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. So where are your songs put up? Is it, they listen to it through YouTube or Spotify or anything?
Yeah, YouTube as well as on all streaming platforms.
Okay, okay. So that means how do you also market your, how do you also advertise or showcase your music?
I think advertising, we're not good at it, and like we really have to learn a lot about it. All we do is like we make the posters for it and then advertise it in the maybe social media sites like Instagram and our WhatsApps. But beyond that, I believe we can do a lot more. Even recently we have made a card for our team, and we hand it out to people, and then we just tell them like go check our channel, and then maybe if you like the songs you can subscribe it, and like just a way of sharing our blessings as well. So we have like kind of a, people have a business card, but we have a like channel card for ourselves.
Actually, I tried searching your Instagram account but couldn't find it. So is there, you don't have one, or?
Oh, we have it.
Okay, not in the same name, huh?
In the same name, but instead of having the N, we have a underscore in it. So I think it's harder to find because of that.
Okay. Before we talk about social media again, like, do you have any upcoming projects or collaborations that you are excited about that you would like to share with us and your viewers out there?
As for collaborations, we don't have any programs here. But then a recent song we have been recording, and we have finished the filming as well, and so we're possibly hoping that it will be released by the end of this month or by the starting of August, hopefully.
Okay, coming back to social media, like you've also seen how other musicians also interact with their followers or with their fans on social media, on Instagram or whatever it is. So you said you're lacking behind, but you know, as young people, and also lots of young people are very savvy on how to use these platforms. So you might be getting ideas also from your friends or from your colleagues. How would you like to any comment about this state of affairs?
Yeah, people do give us the pointers on maybe you can do this, you can do that, and perhaps we can try it out with going live in Instagram with our originals, and then perhaps making live reels as well. And so those kind of things, just to put our songs out there, not just on streaming platforms and YouTube, but then again, these kind of things. And yeah, maybe doing a little bit, investing more on the advertising section.
I think we have a lot to work on when it comes to that part. Maybe it's more because maybe we're engaged on our other activities as well, that, you know, it's kind of we have to make a great effort for us to create something of that sort. And since our brother, he's the one who is managing the account for now, our Instagram account. So except for the posts that we make when there's gonna be our song release, besides that, it's probably most of the time inactive. So we can't deny the power of social media and how it can influence. So we do look that for greater maybe efforts and even opportunities in the days to come, that not that we be known, but like through that, you know, our songs will have more maybe exposure and more visibility. That's what we would wish for sure.
Okay, talking about media again, like you do have a design on your t-shirt, you have similar t-shirt. So can you talk something, is it your brand logo or what exactly it is?
Actually, this is just a font from that we have taken and enlarged this. So currently we don't have a official logo for it, but we're on the process of making it. So for the current season, we're just going with this A. And
Okay, Alters and Co. Sure. And how did you print it, and how are you using it also?
This shirt actually we made it in a revival, and that story is kind of like pertaining to the other story of how God had worked miraculously in our life. And given our shortage of money, we wanted to, of course, make this shirt. And so we were just praying about it, and our family generously blessed our team with like a certain amount and told us to make these t-shirts for the entire team. And so then on we made it, and so we began using it in every kind of programs, I should say, that we go to as a team. And even on certain music videos, we discuss it, and yeah, we just use it.
This was particularly made for a revival that was held in November last year. It was a Friends ministry, so we were helping one another. So we as a team, Alters and Go, we led the 3 days worship. And for that, since we wanted to represent our team with something, we came up with this idea, and that's how everything unfolded. That's how we got this, or else we wouldn't be having this maybe if it wasn't for that revival. And like unintentionally, it became like a symbol, this shirt, and like an identity as well. So right now, yeah, that's how we got here with the shirt.
Cool. It looks good. So you're thinking to redesign it or keep it as it is for some time?
When we have completely thought of how the final logos are supposed to be, we're planning to change it.
Okay. So you've incorporated this logo in your visiting card?
Yeah, for now.
So we'll continue with our interview. Right now through the show actually, besides showcasing and firstly our musicians like you, we also showcase and our entrepreneurs, local entrepreneurs who are our co-sponsors. And so here we'll be presenting and showcasing the products of our local entrepreneurs to our viewers and to the viewers of this show, Novo Music Gallery. So today for our co-sponsors for Novo Musicians Gallery, the sponsors are T. Philly, Dimapur. So these are these local businesses, over the other episodes also they have graciously given gift hampers and discount for guest musicians like today. And so today's special gift items are from Tea Philly from Dimapur. Tea Philly Herbal Green Tea is a subsidiary brand under Grey Moon Enterprise, which is high quality local green tea products offered at a very reasonable price. This green tea is also available in the market, and you can find the products at Made in Nagaland, both in Dimapur and Kohima, and also in the Kiwi Mart Kohima. You also have it at Variet's Provision Store Kohima and Emerald Bakery Kohima. Their Instagram handles are @Grey Moon Enterprise, given on the screen below. So at this moment, since Tea Philly has given some gift hampers, we'll be giving it to our guest artist for today, Alters & Co. And these are herbal green tea, the different varieties of herbal tea. I'll just show you a sample. See, this is their logo, Tea Philly. And they have different types of tea. There is lemongrass tea, there is green tea, there is brown tea. So we have again butterfly pea and chamomile, and we have butterfly pea and lemongrass. I just tasted it before the recording, and it's quite good. So I think it'll make us all healthy, and then hopefully we have got gift samples for you all. I guess I'll just hand it to you one by one. Right. Also thanks to Tea Philly for their sponsorship as well as their partnership in this program. We look forward to having more entrepreneurs showcase the products here, as well as being co-sponsors, supporting our musicians and also the show. So now let's have a short break for our sponsors. We'll be back soon with our interview of Alters & Co. very soon. Well, that was our sponsor for the show. Now, welcome back. And Alders & Co. members, back to our talk show discussion. And our next question is, as any performer in the limelight, they tend to receive feedback, like whether positive or negative, and whether you have also faced any such criticism or negative feedback and regarding your music, and if so, how do you handle it?
Well, so far, if we look at it, and even for us, we could say that it's just the onset, it's just the beginning for us. But so far, we haven't had that much kind of a criticism that we have received. And so far, Nagas are generally kind, maybe. So we have been receiving good comments, and that's been pushing us as well. Besides that, even maybe one or two from maybe constructive criticism, we're always open to that, based on our music as well. And then if there's any criticism, then like, there's a quote that says, if they don't know you personally, don't take it personally. So something like that, we follow along the lines that if they don't they don't know us personally, then okay, and then don't we don't take it that personally, and we always look for that maybe thin line. We draw that boundary, maybe if that will encourage us or that will enable us, that will build us, then we take that. That if not, then no, we just go about on our way as well.
That's good. That's good advice. Many times when people become viral or the lots of views goes up, then sometimes it tends to come in between very unexpectedly or very unknowingly. But it's always good to handle it with a positive attitude, like you said. Three of you are from, besides with the fellowship you attend to, you are from different churches, or how can you share a little bit about your local church?
We go to the different churches. Brother and I, currently we're going to City Church, and our friend Apang, he goes to his local church, Sector Church at Ministries Hill.
Our church, yeah.
Yeah.
Our church.
And so, what role does your local church or your local fellowship play in your music career? And do you also maintain a connection with your roots?
Sadly to say, not that much, but pertaining to the question of the local church, the church I attend to, for me, I go there to be spiritually fed, and City Church, as of now, it has been really helpful because the pastor and the speakers there, they really put out God's words as it is, and it is really encouraging. It really disciplines us, and then through the sharing as well, and through all the speakers that share the word of God, I've been really blessed, and so for my spiritual growth as well, the church has really helped me.
The same goes out for me as well. Nothing much to say about it.
Do you also play in the band of those churches you mentioned? No. Okay.
Yeah. So even for me, I think church has always been that platform. I think that's pretty evident in the Naga society because half of the musicians, I think, they grew up from church. That's where they learned. So even for me, I would credit my my foundation, maybe musical, whatever that I've learned from my seniors or from fellow musicians. I would credit to my churches because that's where I've also grown myself, pruned myself in terms of skills, in terms of abilities as well. So yeah. Part of who I am, who I am today, even in terms of my musically speaking. So it's a testament of who I am here today. It's the church played a role, definitely.
Great.
Yeah.
So being from the church, like all of us, also have some, favorite songs we like. And do you have any specific favorite hymns or gospel songs that have a special place in your heart?
For me, it's the hymn "The Love of God," which talks about only the love of God that is so great that we can't even pen it down. Be it the whole sky were to be a canvas or the whole ocean to be ink, still then we would not be able to write the love of God. And so that song has a really special place in my heart.
Oh, that's a well-loved song.
Yeah, true. And for me, it would be "It Is Well with My Soul" because I think life is all about suffering and struggle. To be in this world, actually, to be in a maybe evil world or maybe in this world, it's a gift, obviously, the gift of life. But through this navigation, through these waves and storms, and all of this, being with God, and especially being in the ship with God, then it's always like, it is well with my soul. I can say that, whatever struggles might come, whatever phase I'm going through, that song's really powerful. Obviously, every song is really powerful, every hymn is really powerful, but that's one that speaks rigorously to me, that song. And I can always say that no matter what circumstances I'm in, I can say that it is well with my soul because God is always there with you.
You're saying going in the ship of life, right?
Yeah,
with Christ.
With Christ.
Okay,
So
whatever storm comes,
it is well. Yeah.
Okay, great. That was the music part. Okay, back to the Word of God. Is there any specific Bible verses or scriptures you have incorporated into your music?
The first song, coming back to that song, the verses or the scripture passage from Jeremiah chapter 18, where it talks about God as the potter, and that really played a big inspiration to that song. And so maybe we're not incorporating the lyric or say quoting it as it is, but we take huge inspirations from it, and so we try to keep it as close to the verses or to the inspirations that we have found. So even our current song, the one we're making it right now, even that is highly inspired from Psalms 23. And so maybe I'm not putting it the verses as it is, but then it is really inspired by that very song, which talks about God's grace and then His pastures and then His quiet waters. This kind of inspiration, we draw it out from the verses.
What is the name of that song?
Immerse. I've chosen to keep it as immerse.
So you immerse yourself in what way?
Immersing, as in the grace of God. Wholly, not just a part of me, not just a part of my life, but then everything that I am and every work that I'm doing, wherever I may go, just be immersed in it so that people can also see God in it.
You said it's related to Psalms 23. Okay. Now within the show also we have also another blog, online blog, which is dedicated to all participant musicians like you, to singer-songwriters of Nagaland, and all of you are working hard to make a mark in the music industry also, and working hard to make a mark for God, I should say. This blog is a platform where where you or other readers can find valuable advice and inspiration to help navigate the waters of the music industry, as well as talking about the lives and music of people like you and other people who have joined the show. So do visit the blog website, and you guys and our viewers. And the blog website is actually https novomusiciansgallery.blogspot.com, which is given below on the screen. At this time, we also now have a music video segment, and so like today, we'll listen to our guest artist for today. They will be performing a music video right here in the studio. So now let's watch the music video by Alters & Co, and we'll talk about it after the song.
This is where I find my joy, to live within my Father's house. And this is where I find my strength, to have you with me all my days. Ooh. Though I fall, would you lead me? When I'm down, would you help me and immerse me in your grace? Would you lead me by your streams? Would you take me in your love? I sing, hold me till I'm dead, through the valleys, through the plains. Would you take me in your love? I sing, ooh. Ooh. And through the cover of the dark, you clothe me in your warm embrace. And through the heat of every day, you've been a shade for me to rest. Ooh. Though I fall, would you lead me and immerse me in your grace? Would you lead me by your streams? Would you take me in your love? I sing, and hold me till I'm dead, through the valleys, through the plains. Would you take me in your love? I sing, ooh. Beauty now for all my ashes. Oh, that I was lost, but now I'm found. place would you leave me? By your streams would you take? Would you take me in your love I sing and hold me till I'm dead through the valleys, through the plains would you take? Would you take me in your love?
And now we would like to talk to Aldous and Co about that particular song. Can you share with us the idea behind the song you performed? You know, what was it and what inspired you?
The song name is The Blood, and the song came out in the year 2019. I had a vision where 3 drops of blood actually fell on my head, and it was from the cross. So it really touched me, and I felt like going throughout my whole body. So I decided to work out, and I just prayed to God, I'm gonna make sure that I write a song with the name The Blood, and it will be dedicated to you itself. So that's where I worked out with the lyric, and I think it was the song which took me probably the most time, I guess. Yeah, it took me 3 months to complete that song. Actually, the lyrics are very simple, but I don't know, I did take a lot of time with this song, and during that process I came up with that first Hindi song, Aapke Charno. So yeah, The Blood holds a very special position in my heart. It's like when the 3 drop of blood fell over my head, I could feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, and that's where a person came in my vision, and he just told me, go for this Bible correspondence course, no matter what people say, and from there I will speak to you. And I listened to the voice of God, and I went for my Bible correspondence course, and I came back and I started working on the lyrics. So yeah, that's how it started.
Okay, that was just before the pandemic, right? Yeah. During the pandemic, were you guys together recording, or you were? How was it for you?
During the pandemic, we did gather. We had fellowships. We would share our ideas with the upcoming songs, but mostly we did spend time reading the Word of God or praying and fasting. So usually that music topic doesn't come out all the time.
Pandemic was the beginning of this very movement, I should say, sprouting of this movement. The very idea of maybe wanting to do something for God, and perhaps not knowing where to go. And so, like, since we were interested in music, and so like writing our own songs and then producing it and then singing, I think it all began from the time of pandemic.
Before that, I think everything was brewing inside in our personal lives. Then pandemic was a time maybe we had a lot of time. Then we came together. We used to worship, sing songs, not originally ours, but praise and worship songs. And that was a time when something was stirring in our hearts, encouraging one another. And I think that was like a pullback, and that's where we could, come out like to where we are today. And then even regarding, if I have to add, then even regarding the blood video, I think we took permission. We filmed at Arsemba, the place Arsemba, and we took permission, and they were gracious enough to grant us the space. And then with all the equipments, also I think we also have stories behind that where people blessed us with the instrument, because we're in no way in the position that we could even hire a guitar or something like that. So people blessed us, and we had this idea, this vision of just making it as a group work, or where people are coming and worshiping and praising God. So we called few of our friends, and gracious enough, all those people who turned out to for the video, even though they weren't comfortable. Not I don't think everyone is any comfortable in front of camera. And even our friends, they are called One, so the team behind the lens, the team behind so Overnight Entertainment, they are called One. So our friends were also gracious enough to help us with the video as well. And it came to fruition with more than what we expected, and it's a thing that we look back, and then we also rejoice in the outcome of that video as well.
Great. Somehow a lot of things crystallized during the and after the pandemic now for many people. So Actually, my mother used to say that definitely something good is going to come out of this. God has brought this about. All work out for good in the end. What would you say to the importance of mentorship and like perhaps accomplished musician who is passing on the traditions of gospel music to the next generation to come?
Also, adding on to like how we've all been only trained, how we're homegrown musicians, and so like we've not gone on to classes, and so like we have not received that kind of mentorship from academic teachers. But then again, I truly believe mentorship is important no matter in whatever field. I consider them as my mentors in the field of music because whatever they know, whatever maybe chord sequences or maybe whatever melodies they know, they impart into me. And so like I consider them as a mentor in the field of music, and it is very important, I should say, to have it.
So like in terms of age, you're almost same, right?
We vary.
I think there is a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be the eldest one.
Yeah.
He's the eldest one. Then he's the second eldest, and I'm the youngest.
Fine. I mean, it doesn't matter among musicians, right? Age gaps. Regarding expectations that come with gospel musicians, how do you handle the expectations, by other people, both in terms of musical excellence and also for spiritual leadership?
Even our friends and the people that listen to us have a lot of expectation out of our team, and we're grateful for that. And not in every way, I don't think we can fully meet it, but to the best of our abilities, we try to put whatever we have and whatever we can out there, so that it's not just only about one person doing his best, but the entire team in whatever way they can, just putting their all out there.
Like coming back, addition to that as well, and even answering, the things that we are talking about. It's everything in connection and everything in line. And for me, as personally, as my music journey started when I was in 6th standard, when I first learned to play the guitar. So that's where I was, growing up. Then I picked up other instruments as well, and then it's all a process of learning from one another, because even though I might have a lot of experience, my brother who recently started might have something greater to offer me, maybe some advices as well. So we don't take that for granted, and we always learn from one another. As iron sharpens iron, we prune one another. Maybe this part of my life is blunt, so maybe he can sharpen that blunt part of my my expertise, or the area that I am weak in. So it's always our iron sharpening one another. So it's a process of always like that. And then even me as an elder brother, I would say I'm always encouraged and even happy to even share things that I know, whatever I've experiences, maybe a little advice, because maybe I've also received advice from my senior, which has changed me or which has helped me in my musical pursuit as well. So I even do that. And then expectation wise also, there might be, we might not be aware of that, but yeah, it's all about holding on to that gift, knowing that calling, holding on to that, working it out, cultivating it, developing it, and then being faithful in that as well. Being faithful in that, and it's all about bringing that gift, channelizing it so that people will be blessed, and so that the talents also direct the perspective of the people towards God. And I think that's how, if to answer your question, we try to keep that up to the best of our abilities. Just being true, just being faithful, just being genuine, just being ourselves.
That's the most important thing, besides your faith and all that. Okay, talking back to your music, like what parts do you play? What instruments do you play among the group? And are there only 3 of you, or?
I play the acoustic guitar for the team, and I sing as well. And even our brother, he plays the acoustic guitar, and I think both of them are very flexible, especially our brother here, Apang here. He can play the keyboard, he can play the basuri, he can play ukulele as well, he can play the bass as well. He's very good at that. He can play the acoustic as well. And so like both of them are really talented, I should say. And so like, in whatever instruments we want them, like they're always available to do that. And like we have people who play the keyboard as well and the drums as well. And our friends who could not join us today. Okay. So blessed to have some musicians in our.
Besides in church, like where are other venues you performed earlier?
Besides church, I think we've only had the opportunity privilege, I should say, to lead some songs or perform some songs at a marriage reception.
Okay.
And so I think that would be the only one besides us.
Together as a team, yeah.
Okay.
Together as a team.
Not in colleges, not in schools. You know, as any young person, you may be having challenges to face in your faith life, also in your journey. So how do you stay rooted in your faith and maintain a constant connection with God in all these distractions in the music industry?
Especially true for our team, since we live in one neighborhood and since we are part of one fellowship. It's true that all of us have individual problems and not everything we are able to share, even though we may be close. But then again, we have this community and we're always there to encourage. Maybe I don't know his problem or what he's suffering from today, but then again, I'll always have a word to say to him. Maybe God loves you today and he is still with you. And so this close connection that we have, it really keeps us together and more importantly with God. And so I should say we face our problems as one, not just as individuals struggling alone, but as a team, as a fellowship, as a family. We face it all together.
That's something precious. I mean, like to be having a kind of family kind of unit, I mean, which is close-knit.
I would second to that as well, even personally and even as a team. It's all about in the fellowship where you have your problems, so you come together, and in union there is strength. So it's a time where we can be transparent before God in the fellowship, and when we're like worshiping Him and reading the Word. So I think that's the one thing that fuels us: the Word, the prayers, the fellowship. So as long as we have that, I think the fountain, it keeps on pouring out the water. So it's like a refuge as well, and it's like sometimes like a hideout, maybe sometimes like a safe haven as well, safe ground. And that's the one most important thing that fuels us in our faith.
It's kind of like the spring of living water for you guys. I strongly urge you to keep it up, keep up the faith and do the work you're doing. Great. Okay, before we come to the end of our program, would you have a message for fellow musicians out there who are watching the program?
Since we've started this journey, we've always carried this message, saying how all of us, we're not professionally trained and we're not the best at what we do, but our message is this, that if God can use people like us, then certainly people like you out there who are very talented and very gifted and very learned, I'm sure that God will be able to use you as well. And so if you are out there putting yourself in God's presence and communing with Him, and I'm sure that you can truly magnify His name and truly put Him out there, because our land needs the gospel, our land needs God right now. And maybe what we're doing is just a small step in the bigger canvas of what God is doing, and you can be a part of it as well.
4 years ago, we had an interview with well-renowned musicians and also the praise worship leaders of Nagaland. For example, Jack Pucho of the Worship Academy, and even James Pesnet, who is now in the US. So they were saying that God has been showing to them that the music from Nagaland will be going out throughout the world. Like it's been going and it will go out. So we strongly encourage you, guys like you, younger bands and all other bands, to definitely keep it up. And also definitely the music is going to go out from our land to around the regions and around the continents of the world, perhaps, God willing. So thank you for those words. That's all we have for today, but join us for our next episode of Novo Musicians Gallery on the same channel, where we will continue to explore the captivating world of music and invite other extraordinary musicians to share the stories. Until then, keep the harmony alive and remember that music has the power to unite us all. And till then, take care and God bless.